I'm the last one to insult people on their lack of math comprehension. I just remember every single time in math class being like, yeah, this isn't that hard, but it is so fucking boring. It's so difficult to keep your attention on like algebra 2. It's grueling. There's at no point was I like, oh, that's so neat how I equaled the equation. Like it was just awful.
I would fuck up and I would have this whole thing. It's like, all right, tomorrow we're starting a new chapter. Tomorrow's the new chapter. And I'd go in there and I'd be like,
the Taylor diet.
I'm like,
tomorrow builds upon today though.
New chapter tomorrow. New chapter tomorrow. All this shit today doesn't matter anymore. We already failed.
That's never
today.
What happens in math. It's always like, today we do A plus B. Tomorrow, A plus B plus C. And it's like, oh, fuck. I was really struggling with yesterday's lesson. I don't know how I'm doing today's.
Oh, there was a time I remember it was an algebra class my freshman year of high school, and I did what you're saying, where I was like, I'll catch up before the test. Didn't learn anything, and we'd have daily homework, and he would walk in like an up and down. He wouldn't have people pass their homework to the front. He would have people like just have it on their desk, and he would come down. And he would get it from this guy named Jake. And then when he went back up, it would be past me. And Jake would pass his homework to me, and I'd write in all the answers really quick. And then I'd hand it back to him. And every week, there was no work on my sheet. No working it out or anything. It was just the answers. And every week, he'd be like, Taylor, you really have to bring your scrap paper so I can see. And I'm like, you know how it is. You get so into your maths that you forget. That worked all year. I didn't learn anything. Yeah, and all the tests were grueling. I would get all the questions on the left side of the paper correct because I could look over and see what Jake was doing. Right side of the paper, maybe once in a while I could
how to do algebra 2 even a little.
Enough. I passed. So
not according to the Missouri educational system.
Yeah, certainly not. According to Missouri, I'm well versed in algebra. But it was Jake. Shout out to Jake. Thank you very much for that.
Damn, Jake. I didn't have any. I only tried to cheat like that one year, and it was in some sort of computer class, and it was so easy to cheat because you could just like copy somebody else's thumb drive, and I did that, and I printed everything out at home, and she could recognize the difference between inkjet and laser, and so I got like a 15 or something in that class, like what? Because like most of the year's work had been fraudulent. Did you guys ever hook up any cheaters in high school, like friends who needed help? Because I remember like one of my not a friend, an acquaintance, but I'd help him out. He would sit to the right of me in English senior year. And we would get vocabulary tests, and this fucking retard could not remember the meaning of words to save his life. And so every single week, I would take the test, he'd take the one, and I would finish the whole thing, and he would look off of it. And it got to the point that the teacher was so disheartened by obviously seeing Joe cheat that like she stopped caring. And so at one point, he just reached over after I was done, took my paper, and then just copied it. And she saw it. She gave him an A+ on that one. But then the next week, she gave him a remedial vocabulary test, so it would be different from everyone else in the classes. And she did that for a while. And he'd be like, Taylor, what does sufficient mean? Oh no!
And I'd be like, it's right. It's C. It's enough. Like, see, it's certainly not avian birds or whatever the fuck that B is. And I helped him through that too.
I can remember a guy who was trying to cheat off me. It's like, Woody, what'd you get for number 3? And I'm like, pal, I'm not your guy. You want to ask somebody smarter.
I have no idea, but if you find out, you let me know, right?
I remember
I'm lost. I thought this was geography.
I remember in a chemistry test once in high school, it was probably 10th grade, like they didn't have a normal seating thing. It was like a big, almost finished square, and where he would stand at the front, and it was just that kind of U shape with the square desks, and everyone was sitting there. And someone who was really, really good at chemistry was like, I'll sit on the far right. and then everybody just copy to the left of me. And it was like a game of telephone where like our grade, it was like 90%, 87%, 80%, 74%, just like worse and worse as it got down. Thankfully, I was only, I think, 2 from him. And so I got most of the good answers. Yeah, cheating in high school. 2 thumbs up to that. There's no reason not to, you know?
Well,
Kyle, you are muted, my friend.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I had any other good cheating times. You would think so. I mean, there was plenty of times when like I would have like a little cheat sheet of some kind, like a formula or something. And what I would always do in that situation, because I felt like getting out a piece of paper or like something like that was so ridiculous, I'd either write on my palm or you know, like and sometimes it'd be a code anyway that even if they saw it, they wouldn't know what it meant. But to me, it's a mnemonic device or something like that. And that or my main trick was to write on the desk. Write the cheat sheet on the desk and make it look like some asshole just scribbled. And so like I'm over there putting all the fucking answers all over my desk in wonky spots, like if it's like biology or something like that, like how, you know, the inner workings of a cell, you know, like all the little pieces and like how like each one is inside the other or whatever. Like that's on the top of my desk because I'm not remembering that shit this week. And nobody ever saw that. And because at the end you could just like lick your finger and rub it right off.
In what was a class I cheated in? Italian. I cheated in Italian a good bit.
You had Italian class?
Mamma mia.
In college. In college.
Oh, college.
Yeah. I remember taking Italian and oh no, this is an even better one. I remember I was in 8th grade, 9th grade doing math. And I did not know what was on the test. And I remember telling myself in lunch period, the test is right after lunch. I was like, I'll probably know some of it. I've been in class. Like, I get it. And then I got into the class and I saw the test and I was like, oh no. And so I like pushed on my nose and picked it and pushed it until my nose started bleeding. And I was like, I gotta go. I can't finish the test. I can't finish the test. I'm sorry. And so I went to the bathroom, got my nose to stop bleeding, pretended that it took half an hour. And then came back and like sat down and was like, gotta finish my test. And I went over to the teacher and was like, I can't possibly finish this. Can I do it another day? She was like, I fucking guess so, Taylor. I went home, still barely studied, and got a C. I thought that I was I was made, but then she gave me a different test. And so that was what proved difficult. So I was more studying the questions I had seen, but that wasn't the way it panned out.
You mean only studying the questions you saw?
Only studying the questions I saw, yeah, because I just hated that. And she was such a
waste
bitch
of time, all
teacher.
this testing and horse shit
Yeah.
that we had to do.
It's a bunch of nonsense. Like at no point are they like, we're going to teach you how to pay taxes and build a financially responsible future. How to invest in stocks. It's like, what did fucking George Washington eat for breakfast on his 30th birthday? Who cares?
Amazing. Thank
Can't
you.
possibly
So glad I half know Italian right now.
Oh, well, I fucked up. You need to take a full language, you know, at Mizzou where I went. And the only class, it was a 6-hour class. So only 2 classes for Italian could get you your entire language requirement. Whereas you would need 3 classes for Spanish or for Latin, whatever else you wanted to do. And so I took Italian 1 my freshman year, 2nd semester of college. And I was like, that sucks. This is a problem for senior Taylor. And so I didn't take Italian for 2 full years. And then I jumped into Italian 2. And this teacher is only speaking in Italian during class. And I have no idea what is being said. And I immediately, I've said it before, so I'll keep it quick. I reconciled myself to being like, all right, you're going to be that guy that upsets everyone who just raises his hand and answers wrong for everything. So she knows you're trying. I would go to office hours and be like, look at my workbook. I'm trying. Is it any good? And she'd be like, this is so wrong. Like so much of this.
Buongiorno, it's me, Taylor.
Buongiorno. Oh, hey, my speaking test was the most. This poor woman for having to endure the most uncomfortable event in all of human history. And you had to write an essay at the end of every test. And you would have to write about your family's trip to the grocery store. And I didn't know fucking a lick of Italian. And so no matter what the question was, I would lead off because there was a word requirement of like 250 words in the essay. And I'd be like, me and my family and my brother and my sister and my dog
Oh my
all went to the
God.
grocery store and bought wine. We also went to the movies and watched a movie with my brother and my sister and my just everything, and all of each essay worse than the last, to the point that like she genuinely she thought I was an actual retarded person by the end of it, because I did not earn a C, but she gave me a C because I and that's a nice college lesson for you. If you don't know what the fuck's going on, go to the office hours, be that stupid idiot in class who's like asking questions and upsetting all the rest of the classmates. But that teacher is going to remember you as that stupid idiot who doesn't quite get it.
Over learning Italian,
just
though?
learn Italian. What do you,
It's
not a good tip.
It's actually okay. You're
Guys,
right.
Hear me out. I have this hack. Work incredibly hard. Do all your homework. Show her your worksheets. Come to her office hours.
You're right. It would have been
Just
easier
like
to
a
learn
little
Italian. It would have been easier to learn Italian if I had done it sophomore year, first semester. But that was the dumbest academic decision I made in my life, taking Italian 2 senior year, 2 years no Italian.
So you tried to shortcut the Spanish that would have taken 3 by taking 2 Italian.
Yes, 2 semesters Italian, 3 semesters Spanish.
See, the
Still,
whole thing was a
I couldn't
mistake.
tell you 3 words in either.
So I looked out so much. They introduced sign language at my high school like that year or the year before, and she was like this don't give a fuck hippie chick who was in her late 40s, early 50s. No, early 50s for sure, something like that.
Oh, wow.
Like I think her husband had just died. She was about to buy a red convertible, and she didn't give a fuck, and she thought I was cute. And I didn't know shit about sign language, and I passed sign language 2. And that is my extra language on my fucking high school diploma. I still don't know any. I knew the alphabet. And somehow I passed sign language 2. We would just sit.
What's the alphabet like? Is it like
It's like A. Shit. What? Maybe
It's like the Bloods symbol. That's all based on that.
E, F?
No. F is this.
H.
Taylor.
J.
I think that's N.
Here's J.
This is M. This is literally M. And then that's N.
You got my nose.
Got your nose is N.
Yeah, you got your nose in.
What is
Literally
I?
I is this.
What's G?
G or J?
G.
I think G is this.
Do you spell a lot of shit in sign language, or
Yes.
So you have to spell a lot for names. If we just met, then I would quickly spell Kyle, which is like K. I can't.
why wouldn't you come up with your own cool
do it.
symbol?
You do when you're more familiar. Like if you're my dad, let's just say I'm not gonna say dad. I might have like a symbol for you, but more likely, like I wouldn't spell out like dick every time. I'd probably use the sign for a penis or something like that. That would be our little. That would be our little thing together. Is like I
better
just
be
signed,
a big finger. That
I
you
signed.
use.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's he knows. that's old Dick.
Oh, that's
I have no
cool.
idea what the sign for penis is, but yeah, that was 2 easy fucking credits because I just hung out the whole time in a goddamn trailer every afternoon, and sometimes I wasn't even in class. I would just leave, and she was cool with it. We didn't do anything in there.
That's awesome.
She got a check though.
Teachers that just let kids leave because they were so disheartened by their career choice. Like
It wasn't that.
knowing that kid's not going to learn.
I would tell her where I was going. I was like, "Hey, can I go play in the greenhouses?" She'd be like, "Yeah, get back before class ends." Next thing you know, we're in one of those greenhouse dollies, like going down an asphalt hill. Well, I say they were pushing. I was going.
You were
down.
enjoying the ride, yeah.
I enjoyed it till the bottom of the hill. Yeah.
So you don't remember any sign language?
I remember what I just showed you, and at least some of that was wrong. Most of that was right, I think, or at least close enough. As far as like boy and girl were really easy. I think maybe there's something where you like rubbed your cheek, and that was maybe that's boy or something like that. I remember so little. So I remember more Spanish, and I didn't even take Spanish.
What's girl?
In sign or
In
this?
sign. Yeah.
I have no. I don't. I don't remember what girl is.
You guys should have a sign language interpreter, like on the corner.
Oh God,
That would be so funny.
Oh,
Make a Patreon
I
thing.
will just do that for you.
I do like that idea.